Well, good evening, everyone. I'm the Expert Layman. Merry Christmas Eve. Thought I'd do a review on this Project Ascension, Classless WoW. Been messing around with this for a few months, and it's been a lot of fun. But there's a lot to learn here. I'm far from an expert, but I will just give you my impression. And I never thought I'd be going back to a private server when Blizzard finally admitted they were wrong after saying, you think you want Classic WoW, but you don't want Classic WoW. And then turns out people did want Classic WoW, and then they did Classic WoW, and then they, I don't know, kind of... Yeah, you might be from Jacob Johnson in the chat. I think I'm the only one here. You may be correct. I can actually check. Not one other lurker. Or is that me? But no, this is actually really good. Like the polish on this is really good. It doesn't play like a private server. And I used to play on a lot of private WoW servers, and very well polished. A lot of work put into it. And if you don't want to do all the classless stuff, you don't actually have to. You can just create your rogue or warrior or mage or whatever. But I suspect you will be, when you can pluck things out of other talent trees without having to build to that point. Basically, you can pluck anything out of any other talent tree. There are some things that are really nice. You know, if you're a pally tank, there's some warrior stuff you might want, or, you know, if you're a mage. And they have all these mystic enchants that really help you specialize in doing almost anything that you'd want to do. Like the first thing I did is I wanted to see how good the smite build would be here, and it's actually pretty good. I had a lot of fun with that. And then I decided to make a warrior tank, but I'm like, I want to see if I can set up basically a warrior tank with enough mitigation, enough passive healing, and enough damage that I can just go solo level 70 dungeons at level 70. And I did that, and that was a lot of fun. But I was also working on a DPS build for this guy, and there have been times where the two-handed warrior build has sort of worked, but most of the time it's been garbage. And started playing around with the two-handed sword build. And it freaking kills. I'm doing like 7K on the training dummy, and my gear isn't even that great. So if you really enjoy tweaking around with specs and stuff, and there's so much to do here, I should probably show you the interface. This is their own interface, and they've done a really good job with it. Things are really, really intuitive. You have all your classes, and like right now, if I wanted to pick up Aspect of the Hawk, well, if I had the if I had the opening to put it in right now, I could literally grab anything. Right now, I'd have to grab, since it's rare quality, and it probably requires two. Yeah, it requires two of these. This is how it keeps you from just grabbing everything you want. You got the legendary quality and mystic enchants, you know, epic, rare, uncommon. And so for this guy, I do have most of his stuff in arms. But, you know, there's some good stuff out of Fury. There's actually, you know, I can just grab Shockwave out of protection. But there's also some stuff in enhancement that's nice. Yeah, it increases Wind Fury damage, get a crit. There was something else here. But Wind Fury weapon hits like a truck. Oh, let me see if I can bring this up. Nah, interface is being weird. That doesn't matter. For some reason, my freaking interface keeps bugging out. Doesn't matter. Ascension is great. I've had so much fun here. There's so much I haven't even touched yet. Obviously, they have the mythic dungeons and mythic raids. Mostly, I just wanted to play around with the talents, and I've had an immense amount of fun doing that. One thing I would recommend is, I wonder if I can bring it up in the middle here. Probably can't. Why won't you go away? Sorry, having technical difficulties here where the freaking Chrome window is being uncooperative. That doesn't really matter. But like I said, you can grab talents out of anywhere you need. I mean, I've even grabbed the Seal of Wisdom and Lay of Hands out of Paladin. I believe I got the healing out of Holy. Got the Blink, which is really nice to have with the Warrior. A Warrior type character. And Portals, which is just convenience. So if you just were looking for like a generic Burning Crusade 3.35 private server and you didn't care about any of this stuff, you could still have a lot of fun here. And I didn't even mess with any of the daily quests and, you know, they have a lot of activities for you and they have a lot of prestige stuff. Holy crap. I think there's a lot here to keep a lot of people happy, but I can really only talk about the stuff that I did and I had fun with. I would recommend this is your portable Book of Ascension. This functions as a trainer for all classes at the same time, and you don't even have to like click on it to, oops, I guess that thing's beyond cooperative. And you know, if you just have it out, so like you can buy these with gold, or you can go, like I played for probably 2 months. I didn't spend any money on the game, but after a while I'm like, you know, I've had so much enjoyment on this that I went ahead and just bought the book. Then I accidentally bought another book, not realizing it was account wide, so then I got to sell that one. So you can essentially buy gold here, but you do it through the more organic economic system. The other thing that is super nice is your loot bot. Automatically loots everything. I mean, if you have to skin something or mine something, obviously it's not going to do that, but just not having to loot makes your life so much easier. Let's see. Almost everything, like almost all normal drops are bind on equip. Like basic, and even if you equip like a green, it doesn't bind to you, which is kind of a nice thing on the server. And the auction house is ridiculously well stocked. I almost wonder if the staff here actually puts stuff up to make sure it's all available. Like for the Mystic Enchants, and there are, oh my god. I think I can show it here. Let's take off the filter. This is page 1 of 213. So what I've got on him, and they have all these really cool things, like the Tools of War. Physical damage increased by 2%, stacks up to 10 times in the last 8 seconds. Any non-physical damage resets all stacks. So, just free damage, basically. And it's basically an execute build, and you can find lots of things to support that. And your sword specialization. Like, I really love this, this spec. Training dummy. Damn it. I wish I had some training dummy data here. But sword specialization procs a lot. Because I have the Mystic Enchants, but then I also have the sword specialization here. And they have tweaked a lot of the abilities to try to balance them out. And one thing about being classless is, it's not like you can have an overpowered class. You might have an overpowered ability, but it's something everybody could opt into if they so desired. So it does seem to keep things balanced. If you're into PvP, there is apparently a very thriving and healthy PvP population here. Always seeing people spamming for like mythic dungeons, mythic raids. You see that fairly regularly. I'm not really interested in that so much. It's just, it doesn't seem that you can have raiding without people becoming toxic. It just, it seems like the two, just one can't exist without the other. I haven't really explored that. I haven't actually been making very many videos lately because all of the tweaking around and all the little subtle things I'm doing with this is kind of fulfilling that need I have to tweak around with stuff, which is, you know, make my abstract animations. So this has kept me very well entertained, and I'll be here a little bit longer. Right now I'm working on a shadow tank, sort of like a shadow priest in plate armor that can do enough AoE and single target damage to hold threat. but you can set it up in such a way that basically your corruption and your shadow word pain heal you, and there are ways to apply them to all targets in an area. So you're damaging everything. Every one of those is healing you. And I should be able to put together a set of plate that is int stam spell power, which is what he needs. It'll and then other gear that is just tank gear. I don't know, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to play around with it, see how all it works. So yeah, if you look over here, you can see I got the lay on hands and the blink, and these are pricey. You know, you only get 6, and I basically use them on those two because lay on hands is just really powerful. It's not quite the same as it was. Like I said, they tweaked a lot of the stuff out, brought them into balance a little bit better. But like, you're gonna have feign death on every character, you know. It's pretty nice to have. I think they introduced a lot of new stuff. Like they have something that's very popular. I know this is thing. There it is. Basically, it completely changes all these abilities. So you have, it's almost like a subclass. Apparently this does really well. I haven't really explored it. But like I said, there are 213 pages of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 213 of 18 pages. So something like, what is that? Like 4,000 different mystic enchants. Yeah, I would recommend it if you just wanted a regular, you know, World of Warcraft private server, where you just, you know, live things up, or just like explore creating your own hero with your own mix of abilities. And there's like endless combinations here, and there aren't like a million people playing the game where they've all decided this is the meta, this is what you have to do. It leaves so much room for like creativity and imagination, and I really like that. It's almost more like building a Magic the Gathering deck than, you know, playing World of Warcraft. At least with the mystic enchants and talents and stuff. I guess I'm giving this as free games go. World of Warcraft private servers, I would still put, I don't know, I'd give it like 9 out of 10. I mean, everything works really well. And one thing I really like, I don't know why I like it so much, they are so creative with the names of these. Like, they stay in theme, and they're actually a lot of times very funny. Kind of hoping that I can find one of the funny ones here real quick. I do not think luck is with me. There's one like called social distancing that prevents the spread of disease if you're more than a certain distance away. And they just stayed really well in the theme of it. They stayed in the Warcraft theme while introducing like a ton of other stuff. The ones that are highlighted are the ones that I've learned, and then I can just kind of plug in with very little cost. Yeah, the Mystic Enchanting system confused the hell out of me for a long time, and I just really didn't even mess with it, but it makes your character ridiculously more powerful. And just a lot of cross, like, you know, Shadow Arcane, or Fire Frost, or Fire Arcane, or even like Holy Shadow. There are abilities specifically designed to help you make a good Holy Shadow build. Like, there's like everything. So if you are a tweaker, if you want to discover your own hero class, basically just by tweaking around with things, this is the place to be. If you're trying to relive the glory days, there's that here. And with some new twists to keep things interesting. And they have some stuff like some daily, what do you call it, call word quests, to where you basically just go out and do normal quests, and you do them and you come back and you get like 5 or 6 crates, and those will have random gear, item level at least, I think 120 or 124, and I think I've seen as high as like 136 drop out of the crates. So you can get some pretty decent gear just doing like regular daily stuff. Kind of a fun thing I was doing to make money is I was just going through and soloing Well, at first it was set the calls, but then eventually, like Shadow Labyrinth, just go through and soul the whole thing on my warrior, because they all give badges, heroism. What I forget what the term is, but you can buy gear with it, and they have everything opened up. They don't have the Isle. Maybe they do have the Isle of Kel'Danis gear. The island isn't open, but I think you can buy the gear that would normally be over at the vendor. I guess they haven't opened Sunwell yet here. Joel's running. But I guess I got to focus on the things I care about most, is that it is fun to tweak around and just create things with this. And I like games that do that. So if you like tweaking around, if you want to create your own hero with his own unique set of abilities that interplay in fascinating ways, and you got tons of mystic enchants to try to make whatever build you're trying to make work, this could be a fun place. And it is free. I have put a few bucks into it because I got my 2 books that make it a lot easier to do your thing. But you don't have to do that. You can still go to your trainers. And a lot of times there's one tip if you come in. If you put your tracking on class trainer, anybody who has a book out will show up on your minimap. And if you're like in, Stormwind or Orgrimmar, you'll see yellow dots all over the place. So you don't really have to go hunt down your trainers. Just hang near the auction house and put your tracking on. I'm sure you'll see somebody and they'll have a book open. So this has been my review of WoW Ascension, or Project WoW, a classless World of Warcraft private server. I am the Expert Layman. You all have a great day.